The teacher wanted to get on to the next topic without making sure that the understanding was there. The kids may have been getting the right answers through rote, but when they had to apply it into this context of area, they had nothing to transfer because they didn't understand the area model of multiplication, which should have been a natural progression into having a look at how to calculate the area. Does that make sense? So I guess this mathematical thinking here is what really goes into number. We don't learn number without thinking. We don't learn geometry without thinking. We don't learn data handling without thinking. It's all about thinking. So I'm hoping to unpack with you today what that thinking is and how we go about it as teachers. So it's interwoven with everything. I love the analogy of stepping into the shoes of a mathematician. You know, every single child during not just a math class is a mathematician. We spoke with the teachers on Monday about an art teacher not long ago at my school. I went in to observe a lesson, and she did the most beautiful lesson with the kids about ratio. And they were mixing the paint colours and trying to work out what colours, when you mix them together, make certain colours. Not only certain colours, but certain shades of colours. And the children had to be very specific with how many little they had, you know, all different size paintbrushes. So we need 2 blobs of big paintbrush blue with 3 blobs of small paintbrush white to make the shade that I want to paint with. Can I swap with my partner and make their colour using the ratio that they wrote? Now this whole lesson of mixing colours in order to make the artwork that they then went on to do, this was a very small part of a very large lesson, it made sense. All of a sudden the kids were looking at the ratio of what does 2 to 1 look like? What does a ratio of 3 to 4 look like? And then all of a sudden there was sense making and understanding, and it was no longer about a teacher standing right, this is ratio, the number on the left means this, the number on the right means that, and all of a sudden the kids are looking as if to say, okay, so what? If they're in a context where it was meaningful and they needed it in order to get the right shade to paint that picture, then it made sense. And that took place in art class. So I think the kids need to start to think that they're mathematicians, not just in math class. All right? We are all mathematicians at times. And I gave the teachers an example the other day. If you go into a supermarket with a lens of a graphic designer, you're going to see very different things than if you go into the supermarket with the lens of a nutritionist. And if you go into that same supermarket with the lens of a mathematician, you're going to see very different things in the supermarket. So I think it's important that our kids know that they can